Did you know that you could buy a house in Detroit and unwittingly inherit thousands of dollars in Blight tickets? I'm going to show you in this video today how to look it up before they even become your tickets, and then I'll tell you what you can do about this. A lot of my buyers tell me that no, they're not worried about these tickets because isn't that what the title company does? Doesn't the title company look that up? Not all title companies are looking this up. Me, as an agent for the buyer and for the seller, because I sell properties in Detroit, this is something that I do. When my buyer is buying a house in Detroit, I know how to look up tickets. I look it up and I talk to the seller and I let them know that they need to pay off these blight tickets. My title company does this for my clients anyway, but I like the seller to know because I'm usually representing both sides. I like the seller to know in advance, guess what? You have blight tickets. You're going to have to pay those to sell them. They're not liens on the house yet, but we're having a regime change in Detroit. We're getting a new mayor, and you never know what new person is going to be in charge of that department because they could very easily turn these into liens on the property. So, as the buyer, it's just a good idea to buy a house without these tickets. Now, let's say that you did buy a house and you're going to use this tutorial of how to look these up, and you look it up and you're like, oh my gosh, I bought a house with a bunch of tickets. There is something that you could try, and I've heard of somebody that does this. He calls the city inspector, one of the inspectors who issues these tickets, and he explains that he now owns the house. And is it possible you could do anything about these tickets that aren't mine? He says, and this particular inspector will supposedly delete the tickets. Now, Detroit, it may be because he likes this guy. So he does it for him because he's worked with him before and he knows that this guy handles his blight issues. So maybe it's because they already have a former relationship. I don't know, but there is hope in that regard. This video is part of my due diligence. When you buy a house in Detroit, there are several things that you need to know. Please check out my video here that I did about due diligence. I have, I think, 18 things. I don't even know if blight tickets were part of that list of all the things you should be checking out before you buy a house in Detroit. Detroit can be really great to invest in. I match buyers and sellers. We flip houses. I'm Monique Burns. I have a brokerage, Great Day Realty, where I work with buyers and sellers, and oftentimes I'm working with both, and I make deals happen. If you're interested in talking to me, you should set up a time with me on Calendly. I can tell you about my newly renovated houses. If you want to email me too, I can just give you a list of what I have for sale. All right, so let's get into the tutorial of how to do this because it's Detroit. It's not easy. And the website is really not that great. Before we even get started, as I was looking up, because I have this tab saved in my bookmark bar, but like, how do I tell people how to look this up? And you look up blight violation case history, and then this is one of the tabs that came up in it. I mean, look at this, 196 million in judgment amounts, and they've collected 66 million. And if you go over here, then 23 and 24, they were killing it, giving out tickets. So worth noting, I guess. Okay, so this is the screen that comes up, and you're like, okay, I need the ticket number. How am I supposed to know the ticket number? You're not supposed to know the ticket number. They make things difficult. So here you go. See this little bitty plus? This is your key to success right here. You push this, and you can start putting in the address. And what I did was I just kind of randomly did this because I don't know any of these people. I don't know any of these houses. I'm not trying to expose anyone, but okay, here we go. 19204, I picked Joanne. These are houses that are currently for sale, and I want to show you what it looks like when somebody has paid their ticket and what it looks like when somebody owes several tickets and kind of how to look them up and how to read through them. And then the last one is what it looks like if they have no tickets because it doesn't say no tickets. Okay, find. So we're going to find, okay, this one looks like it only has one ticket, and I just know from experience that I'm going to cut and paste the ticket number without DAH. Close that, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to paste it. Sometimes when I cut and paste, it gives me an extra space, so I have to go, I try to backspace right there, save myself the hassle later. Okay, click here to find ticket. Now, typically it takes a very long time, and it swirls because, picture it just, it's in the 80s there. I don't know. So here's one that has been paid, and the red writing jumps out to me, and the amount owed, 0. So I'm like, sweet, this one's been paid. But I'm nosy. I want to know what they got the ticket for. Okay, here it is. My eyes know. Blight violation information. I go right down here to this paragraph. Depositing domestic or commercial solid waste in containers owned, assigned to, or contracted for by other persons or premises. One of my own tenants got this ticket, and I called her up and I said, "Did you put your trash in somebody else's can?" And she said, "I absolutely did not." Well, it was a $1,500 ticket, and I got busy, was unorganized, I was being human or something, and I missed the court date. So if you want to know what happens when you miss a court date, I'm exposing myself here. Please don't judge me. Okay, I'll show you on the next one what happens when you miss a court date. So the next Joanne we're going to look at is 18096. Joanne. I don't have to go delete this. It's still going to work. So find that one. Oh dear, look at all these tickets. So I'm going to cut and paste this first one, copy that. Now I can delete that ticket, paste. Was there a space there? I can't tell. Backspace. Nope, there wasn't a space. Okay, click here to find ticket. Maybe it's because they have so many that it takes so long. And I do honestly just picture the 80s, what computers were like, and all the sounds they made. And, I picture that's what's happening in Detroit. Tung, 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 tung. I don't know. Okay, so this is the big thing that you get on the screen if it's gone to collections. And that's what happened with my ticket when I didn't pay it. It ended up going to collections, and I've gotten frightening letters about it having gone to collections. And I said, I'm going to handle that. And I didn't. And that was 2 years ago, and nothing new has happened. And I am not a lawyer. I do not work for the city of Detroit. I do not recommend blowing things off. It's not the right thing to do. But this is what happens. I'm basically saying nothing from what I know and from other people I talk to. Not saying that I know that for a fact, but there it is. Okay, so now I go, well, first of all, up here, yes, they owe $305. If you want to start adding as I go here on this. If you were to buy this house, holy moly. Okay, so here's what they got the ticket for: failure of owner to obtain certificate of compliance. There are 3 things required, there were 3 things required in Detroit that could get you big fat tickets. 1, you have to register your house. I call that like turning yourself in to the city. Hello, I am a landlord. I want you to target me as a house that is owned by an LLC so that you give me multiple tickets for every little thing you can think of. Please do that. So it's called registering your house. There's a whole form and a system of registering your house. I'm not going into that in this video. So you register your house with the city. It happens to be free. They're happy to find out who you are. And then they send you a form saying the house has been registered. And once it's been registered, they tell you get, I can't remember, 60 or 90 days. It's been a while since I've done this, to get the certificate of compliance. And this is the ticket. This person did not get a certificate of compliance. And in that amount of time, you have to call the city and they come out and inspect it. And it's very basic stuff. Now, back in the olden days, I think it was maybe a year or 2 ago that they changed the rules. But before this time, they said you have to have a lead test. Remember when all that stuff was happening in Flint, Michigan with the water? Detroit said, we're going to be really serious about this. We're going to require every rental property to have all the walls lead paint tested. And it was like a $500 test. And so a lot of landlords did not do it. And actually their statistics got so bad, like only 5 to 10% of landlords went through this whole process to get the certificate of compliance because they didn't want to pay that $500 to a lead paint inspector. Okay. So that's what that is. So let's see what their other tickets are. I'm going to take a wild guess here that this ticket is either going to be that they didn't do the lead test, or they didn't register, because we already have that they didn't get the certificate of compliance. That one looks like I got the extra space. Backspace. Yes, I did. Click here to find the ticket. I feel like I should start playing 80s music, like Madonna or something. They found it. Okay. What is this ticket? This ticket, failure to obtain lead clearance. That's a big ticket, $500. And then they didn't do anything about it, so then the ticket went to $580. Now, if they had gotten the ticket, let's say they did register, then they got this ticket, they could go to court and they could have said, oh my gosh, I screwed up. And the judge would say, fine, we're going to give you this certain amount of time, but you have to go get it done. Because they really want everybody to have their certificate of compliance. So let's find the next one. What do you bet? The next one will be, that one was lead. So this one most certainly will be that they did not register the house, because usually it's like a triple, you get all 3 tickets at once. You don't just get one. You get, like, if you didn't do any of those things, you're going to get all 3 of them. Maybe you did register, so you could go to court and be like, I did register, they just didn't know it. Okay, this one's in collections, the big orange thing there. What was it for? Let's see, here it is. Failure to obtain registration. Okay, so these are the big bad things that happened to this poor owner. It's so sad. They have all these tickets, but you're the buyer, let's say, and you're like, I don't want to inherit these tickets. All right, so let's look up what possible other tickets could this poor person have gotten. They've already gotten the big 3, but here's the thing. In Detroit, they are allowed to keep giving you the same ticket. Let's say it was because your tenant didn't bring in their garbage can when they were supposed to. I talk a lot about that in my other Blight videos. They'll just keep reticketing you over and over every week. Every day that you didn't bring in the can, they are allowed to give you another ticket and another ticket. And they've got some ticket limit, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was like 20,000. Once they hit 20,000, they stop ticketing you. Did I get the new one yet? Failure to obtain certificate of compliance. So they got the same ticket again. So this is the second ticket. And wait till you see this next ticket, what their last one was. So they have to pay that ticket twice. They already had that ticket once, but now they have to pay it twice, because you can see here, in 21, they didn't do it. So in 22, they got ticketed again. Wait till you see what this ticket is. Oof. Oof, I hurt for these people, or this person. I don't like these tickets. All right, what's the last ticket? Unlawful rental without lead clearance. That's that lead paint test. Instead of it being a $500 ticket, they got hit with $1,000. Because if they didn't pay it the first time, maybe if they charge them double, they'll be like, oh, I'm happy to pay it now. That's the city's theory. I've heard them say that in a webinar. We've made it tougher, even tougher on these landlords to let them know we're serious. I'm like, no, that does not help us do anything. But that is how you look up those tickets. So let me show you what it looks like on a house that has no tickets, because it's not that clear. 19929, Joanne. Let's look at this one. That's it. That's what it looks like if they have no tickets. You just don't get anything. It's a big gray box. That's a very happy thing to see. So if you are interested in buying a house from Detroit, please give me a call. You can set it up on Calendly, or you can email me. And don't forget to check out my due diligence series of videos. There's so many important things that you should do before you buy a house in Detroit. And if you've already received a Blight ticket, I go into a lot of detail of what Blight Court is like. I even filmed some of it because it's on Zoom. And I had one of my favorite videos that I made. It made me laugh. Making the whole video was about Blight Court Karen. This woman was so indignant, and it was so funny. She stuck her foot in her mouth really badly. I'm not a fan of these judges because they show no mercy, it seems. But this woman didn't deserve any mercy. The way she was talking to the judge, it was hilarious. If you want to check out that video. But anyway, most definitely look at the due diligence videos if you're buying houses in Detroit. I appreciate so much you watching. It helps me tremendously if you like and subscribe. I put out quality content every Saturday, so hit the bell notification so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.